All right, welcome back. Live, we continue on the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call. Bob Pompeani and Gene Collier. Shout out and a congrats to Robert Morris University women's basketball team. The only team around here is going to be in the NCAA tournament, but it may not be for long because they found out tonight they're a 16 seed in the Albany region taking on number 1 Louisville. But Scagley and his team out there have done a wonderful job. I think 4 out of 6 years now they've been to the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, no, he does a great job out there, and thanks for giving us something that's halfway compelling to look into at least through the weekend.
Have you looked at your brackets?
No.
Okay. Are you going to?
Probably not.
Oh, man. Well, first of all, you can get your bracket challenge available. We're offering up $1,000 if you win on
really?
KDKA-TV.
Okay, now I'm in.
There
can
you
I
go.
win?
Yes, you can win.
Why not?
You
Why
have
not?
to, you have to have the most points at the end.
Absolutely. Okay, I'm in.
All right, if I gave you a choice, Duke or the field, who do you take?
Duke.
Duke. You're gonna pass up 63 other teams.
That's right.
Wow. See, I'm not doing that because I don't have Duke winning a national championship. We'll see. They're the best team. But I saw last year, I learned my lesson. Virginia was the number 1 seed that I thought was going to, they got ousted right off the bat. Not that that'll happen again, but you know what I'm saying.
Absolutely.
Let's go to Mark in Carrick. Hey, Mark, you're first up tonight. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing well. Perfect segue.
Yeah.
It's interesting that I find Gene would select Duke against the field because this is what I want to discuss. The problem is with even a top-heavy freshman team such as Duke, if you really look back historically, the last team with that much hype for a freshman recruiting class that actually won the tournament, you have to go back all the way to the 2012 Kentucky Wildcats, the Calipari team that had Anthony Davis, who went number 1 overall, Michael Gilchrist, who went second, and they actually had 4 first-round draft picks in that team. Typically, in the tournament, teams, experience system, when the game slows down, it's more about efficiency. And I think you're going to like my pick here, Bob.
Go ahead.
The Cavaliers, despite being, defeated by a number 16 team last year, it's about efficiency on both sides of the ball. Like you said, they've always had defense, but this year they can shoot. And that performance they put on a couple weeks ago, I'm not sure who they played, but it was just it's pretty incredible. I think they do have both the system and
they have guys who can,
the offense.
Guy is a shooter that can get hot and do things when they need it, but he's going to have to do that. The only thing I worry about with them is their bracket because I think there are some legitimate challenges there. But, yeah, I like your take. Thank you. That's a very good call, Mark. Appreciate your take on that one. But when you have a team like Duke, like Kentucky this year with a lot of those freshmen, you never know. I mean, you get to a point where they haven't been exposed to that. I don't care how good Zion Williamson is. Now, he showed himself well in the ACC tournament for 3 straight games. And all season long, he's the player of the year. But you never know. I mean, there could be something different on the line.
And who was that 16th seed that finally beat Virginia?
University of Baltimore, Maryland County.
Oh, that's right.
UMBC.
Yeah, I believe it was the night after I said on this show that a 16-team seed
Remember
would
when
never win.
No.
Never, ever win. It's never
they're 135-1, so that's the one. I don't think you'll see 2 this week or this year. Let's go to line 4. That's Jim in Castle Shannon. What's up, Jim? How you doing?
Hey, Bob. How you doing? Hi, Jim.
Great, thanks.
Hey, Bob, I'd like to make a comment about the Penguins. Tomorrow night's a big game for them because if they lose tomorrow, I think they're going to be in trouble. But if they win, I think that'll lift their spirit to go up because then they have Detroit next and
No, they don't. No, they have Nashville, and then they have Dallas,
yeah, Nashville, that's right.
And then the Rangers, all 4 on the road.
Right.
They have a home and home with Detroit to end the year before New York. So, I mean, that if you get to a point where you need points, that might be a lot easier for them. But this week's not going to be easy.
Well, no, it's not, but tomorrow's night's the big game.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. If Carolina wins, and thank you very much for the call. Appreciate it, Jim. Gene, if Carolina wins, they pulled it within 1 point, and they have 2 games in hand. That's the significant difference right there. So those are 4 potential points.
No, it's an important game. Carolina's not very good, but neither are the Penguins right now. The Penguins went from one of the best teams in the league last week to one of the worst over the week.
Yeah, they beat in back-to-back games Washington.
2 best teams.
Yeah, and Boston.
Right.
Go figure. Al in Turtle Creek. Welcome, Al. How are you?
Oh, good, Bob. Hey, listen, I'm taking Gonzaga, my final.
I like that.
And my other question is there any chance that the Steelers would go after Lontez Perfect?
No, I don't think they would at all. Do you, Gene?
Lontez Perfect?
Yeah,
no.
Lontez
Perfect?
Vontez's
that's
brother.
another matter. No, I would think there would be absolutely no look, if you can't play for the Bengals at this stage, you can't play for the Steelers.
Yeah, and he's been suspended each of the last 3 years, and I have no idea. He's more of a problem than he's anything else. Talented guy who went from undrafted, I believe.
Right, and he may be on the verge of a major drug suspension, right?
Yeah, he could be.
Yeah.
I mean, you never know, so I don't think they want to steer clear of that. Let's go to Dave in Chippewa, who joins us on the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call. Go ahead, Dave.
Yes, I'd like to ask you guys, what do you think about the Steeler kicker position with Boswell? You know, he was replaced, and then they brought this new gentleman in. Do you think they're going to stay with him, or are they going to draft for another man, or maybe you know, do a franchise? I'll hang up and wait for your opinion.
All right, Gene, go ahead on that, but it's going to be a competition at training camp.
Yeah, who kicked in the last game? What was his name?
Matt.
There was a Mark. I don't know.
Matt.
Whoever that was.
Now you're going back all the way to December, and I can't remember.
December, that's a long time ago.
That's a long time ago.
No, he'll be in camp to compete with Chris Boswell. It's Chris Boswell's job to lose. He had a terrible year after having a great year, so he's a bit of an enigma in that sense. But there will be competition in camp with a guy who kicked 4 field goals.
How much do you really know from training camp? If he just aces everything or gets the job back, and then all of a sudden he has these same issues,
hey,
I mean, that's the life of a kicker, isn't it?
Exactly.
I mean, you just never know what you're going to get.
Yeah, the Steelers have been blessed over the years. They've had consistent kickers.
The timing of this was bad, though, because you just got a $20 million extension, and then this happens. Let's go to Kenny in Indiana. Kenny, you're on the Sports Call, Bordas and Bordas Hotline.
Hi, Bob and Gene. How's it going?
Good, Kenny.
Hey, I wanted to give a shout-out to the IDP ladies basketball team. They won 68-60 tonight over Cal. And
both the men and the women's are terrific up there. They've done a great job.
Hey, you mentioned last night their combined record. I was in another room and I didn't catch what you were saying.
Well, if they won tonight, so it's now 60-5.
Showdown.
Yeah, 60-5, I think it is. Combined men and women's with Joe Lombardi and Coach McConnell up there for the women. So, Gene, that's pretty good stuff.
Yeah,
and it's the best combined record of any team in any level of college basketball.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah. All right. We're due for a break. Yeah, we got Bob in Green Tree. You're going to be coming up next, Bob. We have 2 lines open. Call right now at 412-575-2600. This is the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call. It resumes right after this short timeout on Pittsburgh CW.